morning, I'm Aziff Azuddin and welcome to BFM's Morning Headlines. It's the 10th of March and the news that's dominating headlines today is the MH370 tragedy, which has been going on for the past weekend. Now, if you've been following the news closely, the MH370 has been found missing since Saturday morning, and even up to today, well, if you can see now, searching for answers, people are still want to know what's going on in the news. The families especially, belum terjawab, not answered yet. Now the sentiment with across different papers is the same, where families, members and perhaps even authorities and the public wants to know what has happened to this missing flight. Are the people safe? There's been a lot of speculation going around and basically nobody has concrete answers just yet, right? So we're waiting for verification from authorities, from the Vietnam Navy. So Berita Harian takes a more technical approach to the issue. 48 tiada petunjuk. That means it's been 48 hours, it's been 2 days and there's no signs yet. No answers. The many questions running through everyone's minds and on everyone's social media right now, if you've been paying attention, is that what has happened? What has really taken place? Even to authorities, it's a perplexing issue. We're not sure what happened. Now, there are questions on why the aircraft make a U-turn, or did the MH370 go off to the Malacca Straits? There's also the issue of these two suspicious passports, right, which has been recently discovered, and the FBI has been inquiring with mass standard of security. Now, for that, you have to look at Ultraman Malaysia, which runs the headline Khianat. Khianat meaning betrayal. Now, what betrayal in what sense? We're talking about two passports, which is said to be forged, which shows a security flaw supposedly within the airport security. But I think that itself is not the main issue, because the main question in everyone's minds right now is what happened to the MH370. Now, if you look at the Straits Times, of course, it runs with the same idea, which is going on, massive hunt. The Vietnam Navy is going around the coast. Several different countries have offered to help in, which is a great effort on everyone's part to help find this missing vessel, right? Now, the most heartbreaking headline which made the front page is Malay Mail, Daddy Come Home. Now, this young girl made a status update calling for her father, who is one of the cabin crew, to come home. As you can see here in this update, she's calling for her father to come home fast. Just yesterday, you can see that she made another update saying that it's been almost 2 days. Don't forget to eat your dinner. I think the main stories you see running through the media, in fact, is about grieving families. Families who want to know what happened to relatives, who want an answer to what has happened to the MH370. The sentiment runs the same in all these different papers. As you can see, pictures of families crying, headlines of people wanting answers. What has happened? It's been 2 days and we have nothing yet. But I think what we have to keep in mind is also the fact that authorities are making every effort they can to find the missing vessel, and we need time. We need time for that sort of thing. Now, Hari Metro goes with the story of these two passengers. Now, the headline runs as Penumpang Hantu, Ghost Passengers, and they're talking about the case of these two suspects who brought in these forged passports. Now, the headlines across different papers bring around different sentiments, but all carry one message, all carry the same idea: what happened to the MH370, and run a bit more on the security issue of the passports. Now, the angle they seem to want to highlight is that of the turn back. And if they turn back, why is it so? Now, when you think about it, it's been a bad news week for Malaysia internationally. Now, there was an Ultraman ban last week, now followed by the conviction of Anwar Ibrahim, where he was found guilty. And right the day after that, the MH370 disappearance, which threatens to be history's worst aviation disasters. Touching on other issues, because the headlines are carrying the MH370 issue, I think what we also need to highlight within the deeper pages of these newspapers is also the case of the Kajang by-elections. Now, with Anwar Ibrahim not contesting for the Kajang seat, we have his wife, Wan Azizah, who is replacing him and is representing Parti Keadilan in the Kajang by-elections. Another question we want to also raise is that will this also bring about another by-election in Pematang Pao where Anwar Ibrahim holds a seat? Now, those are buried deep within newspapers, perhaps past the 10 pages, past the analysis of the MH370 disaster, and perhaps timelines. At this point of 2 days, updates are scarce and we're not knowing any more than we already do at this point of time. So I guess it's about waiting out. I guess it's about waiting out to know what happened, to wait patiently and pray for the best. And we're hoping that sometime, maybe within the week, we'll be able to find more answers, what has happened to the MH370. To all families out there, we only pray and hope that we can find this missing vessel, and that in these times of crisis, we hold together as a nation. And the word of the day is answer. Answer, I guess, because everyone is looking for an answer, a closure to find out what has happened to the missing vessel MH370, answers for these families, answers for people out there who want to know. And I guess a question within myself even is, when will it stop becoming a search and rescue and start becoming a search and recover? But I guess we'll find out later within the week. You've been watching BFM Morning Headlines for the 10th of March, BFM 89.9.